Managing data efficiently in the cloud isn't just about storing it, it's about storing it smartly. Microsoft Azure Blob Storage offers different access tiers that help you optimize cost based on how frequently your data is accessed. Choosing the right tier can significantly reduce storage expenses while maintaining performance where it matters. In this video, we'll explore the different access tiers in Azure Blob Storage and when to use each one. Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. I'm Manhar and welcome back to MSFT Webcast. Access tiers in Azure Blob Storage are pricing options designed for different data access patterns. Instead of paying a flat rate for all stored data, Azure allows you to classify your data based on how often you need it. Organizing your data by access frequency and retention duration can help optimize cost. Azure Storage provides different access tiers to ensure your blob data is stored in the most cost-effective way based on its usage. Let's explore each access tier in detail, starting with the hot tier. The hot tier in Azure Blob Storage is designed for data that you need to access frequently and quickly. It's the default access tier and offers the highest performance with the lowest access cost, but at a higher storage cost compared to other tiers. This tier is commonly used for active application data, website content, real-time analytics, and frequently accessed documents. Use the hot tier if you need frequent and immediate access to your data. Now let's move on to the cool tier. The cool tier in Azure Blob Storage is a storage option designed for data that is accessed infrequently but still needs to be available quickly when required. In the cool tier, data must be stored for a minimum of 30 days. It provides lower storage cost but higher access cost compared to the hot tier. This tier is commonly used for backup data, disaster recovery storage, files that are no longer frequently accessed but still needed, and short-term archived data. The cooled access tier is similar to the cool tier but is designed for even less frequently accessed data. In the cold tier, data must be stored for minimum of 90 days. It provides lower storage cost but higher access cost compared to the cool tier. With online access tiers like hot, cool, and cold, data is always available immediately. The hot tier is the best choice for data that is actively in use. The cool and cold tiers are ideal for data that is accessed less frequently but must still be available for both reading and writing. Compared to the hot tier, the cool and cold tiers provide slightly lower availability but the same high durability, retrieval latency, and throughput. In the cool and cold tiers, lower storage cost may justify slightly lower availability and higher access cost compared to the hot tier. Keep in mind that these three are known as online access tiers. An early deletion penalty applies if blobs are deleted, overwritten, or moved to a different tier before meeting the minimum required number of days. For instance, in a general purpose V2 account, a blob in the cool tier will incur a penalty if it is deleted or moved before 30 days. In the cold tier, a blob incurs a deletion penalty if it is deleted or moved before 90 days. This charge is prorated. For example, deleting a blob from the cool tier after 21 days results in a fee for the remaining 9 days of the 30-day minimum retention period. Let's move to the next tier. The archive tier in Azure Blob Storage is the lowest cost storage tier designed for data that is rarely accessed and can tolerate delayed retrieval times. The archive tier requires a minimum storage duration of 180 days. The archive tier provides the lowest storage cost, but the trade-off is that data isn't immediately accessible and must first be rehydrated before using it. Use the archive tier for long-term backups, compliance records, historical data, and digital preservation. Like the online access tiers, the archive tier also applies an early deletion charge if data is removed before the 180-day minimum retention period. In the archive tier, blobs cannot be read or modified. To access them, they must first be rehydrated to an online tier such as hot, cool or cold. Depending on the priority, rehydration may take up to 15 hours. Note that even in the archive tier, a blob's metadata remains accessible for read operations, allowing you to list its properties, indexed tags, and metadata. Now let's see access tiers in actions. Open your preferred web browser, navigate to portal.azure.com and sign in with your Azure account. In the search bar at the top of the portal, type storage. Under services, select storage accounts. This page displays a list of storage accounts from your Azure environment. Select the storage account name to open its properties page. As you can see, the storage account's default access tier is set to hot tier. By default, a new general purpose V2 storage account uses the hot tier. You can change this setting during or after account creation. If no tier is specified during upload, new blobs are stored in the hot tier by default. First, let's look at how to change the storage account's default access tier. Expand Settings section and click on Configuration. Scroll to the bottom of the page. Set the desired access tier which you want to set as a default for this storage account. Click Save on the top bar to update the default access tier. I'm not changing the default access tier. In our case, storage account's default access tier is still set to hot tier. Expand Data Storage and click on Containers. Access My Test Blobs container. When a blob doesn't have explicitly assigned tier, it inherits the account's default access tier. In such cases, the Azure portal shows the tier as hot inferred, cool inferred, or cold inferred. At the top bar, click on Upload. Then select the Browse for Files link. Choose the blob file from your local computer and click Open. Expand Advanced section. As mentioned earlier, it inherits tier from blob if it already exists, otherwise will inherit account default tier. To explicitly set a blob's tier during creation, specify the tier when uploading it. For example, the storage account's default access tier is hot, but we want to set this blob's access tier to cool. Choose cool from the drop-down list. When ready, click Upload to create a new blob with the cool tier in this container. Confirm that the new blob is in the cool tier and the other blobs remain in the hot tier. Now let's see how to change the access tier of an existing blob file. To change the access tier of a blob, you can update it at the individual blob level. Navigate to the blob for which you want to change the tier. Select the blob and click on Ellipsis button. From the context menu, select Change Tier. Choose the target tier from the drop-down menu. Set it to the hot tier. A message will appear informing that changing the access tier may result in additional charges. Select Save and wait for the confirmation notification. Confirm that the blob is now in the hot tier. It is not hot inferred, meaning the blob's access tier has been set manually. Note that access tiers can only be set for block blobs and are not supported for append or page blobs. For large data sets, don't change tiers manually. Instead, use lifecycle management policies to automatically move blobs between hot, cool, archive based on age. I have already created a video on using lifecycle management policy to move a blob from the hot tier to the cool tier. You can find the link to that video in the description. Microsoft has recently introduced a new access tier called the Smart Tier, but it is still in preview. The Smart Tier automatically moves data between hot, cool and cold tiers to optimize storage cost based on usage patterns. Note that this feature is still in preview. Let's review best practices for blob access tiers. You can reduce cost by placing blob data into the most cost-efficient access tiers. Apply Smart Tier to optimize cost automatically. After data is uploaded, you should periodically analyze your containers and blobs to understand how they are stored, organized, and used in production. Each read or write operation incurs a cost. To reduce the cost of reading and writing data, consider packing small files into larger ones by using file formats such as tar or zip. Fewer files reduce the number of operations required to transfer data. Let's conclude this video on understanding access tiers. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on Microsoft Azure and other Microsoft related topics. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.